Hey everybody, AcedTyler here. Welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we tried to attempt to stop Jafar, but unfortunately that came up short because not only did he kidnap Jasmine, but he also took the genie from us. That son of a bitch. So in this episode, we are going to head over to the desert and try to get them back. And hopefully stop Jafar from his evil schemes once and for all. Since, well, as we all know, he's already taken over Agrabah. But now he wants to go and search for that keyhole to, well, I guess probably to control the Heartless or something like that. The Tiger Head is being controlled by the Heartless. Crush the power of darkness. Alright, so we have a little mini boss fight. This is the entrance to the Cave of Wonders. And so for this one, what we have to do is we actually have to go around, grab to his eyes, and we have to attack the eyes because they're being smothered by the darkness because of how it's being controlled by them. So he will try to he'll try to shoot those eye beams at you, and then he will breathe out this sand, which will spit out the Heartless, or like the either bandits or the fat bandits. Those you do want to be careful for because those bandits, they will. One thing I never got to explain about the bandits is that they will try to fly at you while they're doing this this sword spin at you, and they can deal quite a bit of damage at you too, as you can see right here. I actually took several attempts. Like, you know, I not only did I take for several attempts, but like I didn't want to show this time where I actually managed to die, because I actually did die several times at this, and so I had to restart the recordings because I didn't want to go through that. But yes, those bandits will try to hurt you, and so it's pretty crucial to just use a cure spell, or maybe pick up as many of the green orbs as you possibly can. Because yeah, they will come right at you, even if you try to wait for the Cave Wonders to go down. So like the only way to get to the eye is that the Tiger Head's mouth will go stick his face right into the sand, and then that's your chance to just climb to his head and then attack those eyes like he's doing right now. And I think you only do that if you can just move quite a distance from him, and that's when he'll actually like just move his head down to the sand, and then that's your chance to attack the eyes. But just watch out for the Heartless, because they will definitely try to come after you. They will stop you in your tracks no matter what. They will hurt you. So definitely do be careful with them. I gotta say, like, thinking back on the movie, it's actually pretty impressive that, like, even though Aladdin is, you know, without a doubt, a 2D animated movie, the Cave of Wonders, for his scenes, his model is, his character design is entirely 3D animated. And so this is like, you know, this is like during the time when 3D animation was new, but like it's basically one of the very few kind of 3D animations that you see here, and it really does show. And you know, at the time, it was really impressive. I mean, you know, I mean, just having to fit in with the 2D art style, and like it's actually very uncanny, but at the same time, it's pretty impressive, like the way they animate in 3D. And same thing with Hydra and Hercules. That model's in 3D as well. And with that, we have dispelled the darkness from the Cave of Wonders himself. And so now we can be able to go inside of it. Just random. And also, yeah, to check to see if there was any kind of stuff to equip. Well, actually, might as well go and equip Aladdin and Goofy some potions, because I think we might need some for the upcoming challenges ahead. So yeah, now that's done over with, so now we go inside the Cave of Wonders, and honestly though, I want to say that usually the only kind of people who can be deemed worthy to enter the Cave of Wonders, like, you know, since you know, the Tiger himself would only choose those, like, you know, basically to be considered you know, a diamond in the rough, meaning that those people are the chosen ones that are worthy enough to enter the Cave of Wonders. That was why Jafar wasn't able to enter in the movie. Because you know, he wasn't worthy. Well, you know, of course he wasn't worthy, because he's evil. He has very dark, twisted desires to take over Agrabah. But of course, he could have let Aladdin in, which is actually very ironic, because Aladdin is, of course, a street rat. He's a bit of a thief, but He does really, but he really does have a lot of good qualities. Like, you know, despite having to grow up having to secretly steal from shopkeepers and the like, he actually does have a good heart, actually. And it definitely shows in the beginning of the movie where he gives a piece of the bread to the starving kids. You know, it doesn't even get to the second thought either. So that must be the reason why, because, you know, with Aladdin being pure of heart, and so that's why the Cave of Wonders specifically chose Aladdin, that he's worthy to enter. But here in Kingdom Hearts, I would say that the Cave of Wonders is definitely a lot more gracious this time around, because, well, since we saved him from being corrupted by the Heartless, then he not only lets Aladdin in, but also lets Sora's friends, like Sora himself and also his friends. So they're also allowed to enter. And somehow, as we see later on, Jafar was still able to enter. I mean, well, I guess I could actually say that I guess Jafar might have used the Heartless to corrupt the Cave of Wonders, and so that was how he found his way in. So that could be one theory that I could guess as to how exactly Jafar made into the Cave of Wonders, even though he wasn't deemed worthy, or rather, he was not a diamond in the rough. But that's just probably my only assumption. Not only that, though, but well, actually, we'll just wait to see it later on, because I think that's what we're going to talk about here. So anyways, so in the Cave of Wonders, it's actually the one part of Agrabah that's, well, it gets a little confusing, but, I mean, it looks fun, though, because, I mean, it's, like, for exploration. And yes, this is actually where I show off the gravity spell. And I would also recommend that you use the gravity spell for the upcoming Heartless, like, especially the Fat Bandits. What that does is that if you use the gravity spell, they will actually flatten themselves like a pancake, and then that's how they take damage. So they basically take away half their health, and so that way there you can actually finish off pretty easily. And as you can see right here that after all those previous episodes, you can actually see that I'm looking at the Heartless health bar, the enemy's health bar rather. Yes, that's because at long last we now have the scan ability. It took 20 episodes, 20 fucking episodes for us to get the scan ability. Jesus Christ. How did it take this long? Just how? Like, it took all the way till episode 20, all the way till we reached Agrabah, like, kind of in the second half of the game, I would say, because we're in the second half of the world selection, and then we just now get the scan ability. I mean, I'm actually very grateful at the same time, though, because that's something that's very long needed, and so I was just desperate enough as it is. But yeah, it's so hard to believe that it took this long to actually get the scan ability. Because if I was actually playing vanilla Kingdom Hearts 1, then even if I did pick up the shield, I could have actually gotten the scan ability pretty early, because in that version you get it a little earlier. But you know, since this is Final Mix, then if you pick up the shield, you only get the scan ability later, like at level 21. I don't know why they implemented that kind of change. I just don't, but I mean, you know, if I was actually still doing, if I was actually like doing this Let's Play, like, let's say back in 2012, because well, actually earlier than 2012, or like 2011, I would say, or probably earlier than that. Well, then again, I was probably still a teenager during that time, but you know, if I was doing that, I probably would have been doing doing a vanilla KH1, because that was during the time when, like, before we had access to 1.5 and 2.5, and therefore Final Mix, because back then we were only able to access vanilla KH1, because Final Mix was only exclusive to Japan, and so only the Japanese players got a hold of it, unless we could actually just use emulators for that if we ever really wanted to. But emulation for Let's Plays, or using emulators, is really something I never really like doing for Let's Plays. I'd rather just pick up a physical copy of the game and then just record out the console. But yeah, other than that, then yeah, if there was, like, you know, before 2013, then if I wanted to do a Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 1, then that would have been the vanilla version because of it. But since after you know, long after, oh god damn, 10 years ago, holy shit, I refuse to believe 2013 was 10 years ago. How? No, there's no fucking way it's 10 years ago. Oh, we got a torrent page. So yeah, these torrent pages, they're actually the missing pages for the Winnie the Pooh book, or the 100 Acre Wood. So like I'll be saying, once I do pick up a torrent page, and then after I complete the world that the torrent page was in, then that's when I'll I'll get to the well, get to Merlin's house and then do that part of the 100-acre wood. All right, and so if you do this contact sentence though, where you touch this gem statue, then Abu will actually jump up and touch it, and that way there you'll be able to get more access to the caves. And another thing I gotta say though, despite the fact that if you remember in the movie, because the Cave of Wonders gave them a warning to make sure not to touch anything except for the lamp. Whenever Abu touched that gem, like when Alana was trying to get a hold of the lamp, and when Abu touched a treasure, the Cave of Wonders flipped as shit because they touched forbidden treasure and then tried to class with them inside of it, and therefore just killing them as punishment. Here in this game, though, even though Abu touched that gem, which usually would be forbidden, the Cave of Wonders never reacts at all. Like he didn't mind at all. He didn't flip a shit or anything like that. He must be this gracious to us for saving him from the Heartless. I mean, he's got to be very, very appreciative of Sora, which is why he not only does he allow him into the Cave of Wonders, but he also didn't mind when they touch any of the other treasures. So that's actually real sense of majority for the Cave of Wonders. As aggressive as he can be if they break the rules, but he must be that gracious. But anyways, oh, and there's a save point here, so we'll go ahead and recharge real quick. Well, actually, no, wait, you don't need to recharge. We already have full health, but yeah, since this is after 2013, then we have access to Final Mix via 1.5 and 2.5. Then we can be able to do the more complete versions of Kingdom Hearts, because I mean, might as well, because they're the complete versions, of course. So we're gonna want to do those. Then yeah, that's why I'd be doing this one, because I'd rather just do like a definitive or the more complete versions of some games and stuff like that. Because then if I was doing a Let's Play of a Vanilla Cage 1, and then only to realize that that the Final Mix came out right after the year, like, oh, well then fuck me. Yeah, I could have just done that already, but then they just had to release it now, and then there I go, just having to do a Let's Play Vanilla Cage 1 when the Final Mix came out, and then I just missed out on all the complete stuff. I never got the complete experience, but here we are in this age. We have access to Final Mix. All of us Americans did. And so now we can actually go and play it to its fullest and see all the goodies and all the stuff that it has to offer. And yes, that's why I switched back over to Donald real quick, because and also teleport back to where oh no, Donald just transformed to Aladdin. But yeah, because there's a blue Trinity mark right there, and so because only the main trio can access those Trinities, and I had to switch back over to Donald from Aladdin. So that way there I can activate this Trinity. And then just going back to Aladdin here, so... Alright, let's go break this pillar. And see what happens.
My first wish, Genie. Show me the keyhole.
Jafar, need I remind you that you are an absolute idiot, because by getting the keyhole exposed, that leaves Agrabah at risk for the Heartless to come into it and then consuming it and destroying it. You've obsessed over this way too much that you're willing to take those extreme risks for that to destroy your own world as well. And that means there will be no Agrabah for you to take over. Also, poor Genie. He looks looks very annoyed and just having to grant Jafar's twisted wishes, because like it really goes to show that Genie really hated having to help Jafar with his nefarious deeds, but because he's a genie and because he's bound to the lamp, and so he has to obey the rules of whoever holds the lamp, then he actually has to do those rules, like whether they're good or evil. He has to go and help him out. Even though Genie clearly does not like the idea of having to do all that for anyone who's evil, but because he's bound to the lamp, he actually has no choice, and so all he can ever do is just grant those wishes. he can't really do anything to help that, and you know it's no wonder that genie really long desire to be free from the lamp, just have his own freedom, so that way he won't necessarily be told what to do. That's also the reason why he's just fiercely loyal to Aladdin, because you know, since Aladdin was the first person to actually to not really treat Genie like, you know, a genie, like he actually treats him like an actual person, because he really does have his interests at heart, and that's why he made a promise to free the genie as his third wish, after he gets the first two wishes, and you know, it really does highlight the dynamic that Aladdin and Genie have. I really love it. Anyways, so I think we should be just about close enough to get to the center, because yeah, that's really what we need to do, is get to the final room where Jafar is, so that way we'll be able to stop him. There are also a few more goodies in the underground cavern. In some areas, like there are some platforms that have the chests I couldn't really reach, though, because I think there's some Dalmatians and maybe some other stuff, like probably Dalmatians though. But I can't really reach it at the moment, though, because I think some of those you do need a higher jump, because later on we'll be getting this ability called the high jump, which allows Sora to reach higher places. So because of that, I think there might be a treasure chest containing the Dalmatians, in which we probably couldn't reach because we didn't have the high jump. So once I do get the high jump ability, then we'll come back to Agrabah, and then get those stuff that we couldn't get before, like such as Dalmatians, and also once we get access to more Trinities as well. And of course, there's also a Red Trinity to get some more money, even though it's actually spelled differently and not like not like the money as in dollar bills in the in the real world. It's just like money as in like it's the same kind of spelling, like some sort of a preschooler or kindergartner actually spell money, like as how they think it would spell. They just call it like that. So yeah, genius idea, I would say. Alright, so yeah, so now we're in the treasure room. This is actually the one room where you'll be seeing the white mushrooms more often, so if you ever do any mushroom grinding, then this is definitely the best room to go to. And I guess we'll go ahead and, yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get some more goodies, and you know, just before we end off the video, since this is almost at the end of the video at the moment. And then if we hop across those platforms, then we'll grab this last chest that's right here. And some more Dalmatians. Cool. Also, yeah, for the treasure room right here, in the movie, this is actually the same room where Aladdin and Boo first meet Carpet. Yeah, the flying carpet. So that was actually a nice, you know, just for the sake of consistency, that they would keep the treasure room here. And we also got a defense up, so we'll go and give this to Sora, and only Sora, to give him a boost in defense, because we will probably definitely be needing those. And so I'll just go ahead and save here. I'll just save at the fourth file, I think. Yeah, fourth file, because I had the other I had my other main file that's up top, which is, you know, called a final rest, which we don't know what this final rest is, but we will find out. We will definitely find out. Anyhow, folks, so next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts, we are going to get to this last room and hopefully find Jafar and put him in his place, and see if we can get everything back to normal. So until next time, see you guys later.